Hi, fifth grade. So we're gonna be making this really cool name design for our next art project. Here is mine. I'm gonna show you some easy ways to create bubble letters by just writing your name with regular handwriting. Now you can choose to write just first name, just your last name, or your last name and your first name if you want. And you're also going to think of at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different types of patterns or lines or shapes that you're going to be adding to your background. Let's get started.
You get to decide for this project if you want your paper to go horizontal, across, or vertical, tall. I think for mine I'm going to go horizontal. Now we're going to start with pencil and then trace everything with Sharpie, and then when we're done, go back with our eraser and erase any spots that we didn't quite get exactly with a Sharpie. So start by writing your name in the middle. You want to write pretty large and keep those letters spaced out. That's going to help you when you turn them into block or bubble letters. Remember, you can choose just your first name, just your last name, or your first name and your last name. Once you have your name written, you're going to basically make lines around your letters. So you're using straight lines that are horizontal, vertical, and diagonal, and going around and mimicking the shape that your letters make. It's okay if these lines touch to create your bubble or your block letters, or you can leave some space in between. Now, you might want to practice this first before you go on to your final paper. So if you want to get a scrap paper and practice some bubble lettering or block lettering, you can certainly do that. Once you've gone all the way around the outside of each of your letters, you're going to want to go back in with your eraser and just erase those lines that you made when you wrote your name in regular handwriting. Alright, I have all those lines gone that I don't need. Now what we're going to do is put a solid or continuous line around the whole outside of your block or bubble letters. This is just going to make it stand out a little bit more and make the main emphasis or focus of your artwork on your name design. So if you can see, I'm not picking up my pencil. I'm making one continuous line all the way around, echoing or mimicking the same shape that my letters have created. Now once you get this done, we're going to do something kind of silly on the bottom, and we're going to add some paint drips or kind of wiggly lines to make it look like paint drips. So I'm just going to the edge of my S and going up and down. There's no right or wrong way to do this. Some of these are shorter, some of them are longer. It's almost like slime or paint or something dripping down off of my letters. Just makes it a little more interesting. Now, your background is going to be divided into at least 4 sections, 4 or 5 sections, I want to say. So you can use diagonal lines, vertical lines, or horizontal lines just to divide your paper up into sections. Within each of these sections, you need to think of different types of line, pattern, or shapes to draw. Now, I'm going to use my Sharpie to do my designs. If you're feeling super confident and you want to go ahead and use your Sharpie, that's fine. Just remember, we obviously cannot erase it, but that will save you a step of drawing with pencil and tracing with your Sharpie. So you can keep it simple. You can keep it a little more complicated. I'm just doing some kind of loopy lines in this section up at the top of my paper. And when I'm done with all of my line designs, I'm going to go back and trace my name that's in the center of my paper. right, for my last design, if you want to try something a little more complicated, we're going to use horizontal and vertical lines. We're going to start with 3 vertical lines and then 3 horizontal lines. This is a simple pattern, but what makes it a little tricky is the next row, I'm going to do the opposite of the one before it. So again, I started 3 vertical, 3 horizontal, 3 vertical, and 3 horizontal. As I get across to the other side, I'm going to change and do the opposite of the one above it. What's going to happen is it's going to start to look like a weaving. It's going to look like it's interwoven together and it's one big piece kind of woven together instead of just a bunch of separate little lines.